going to be an interesting contest, Bill. I know both.
Would this be a delicious buttered roll?
Wow. Well, that is for the fans at home to decide, and they can let us know. They can email the Rampage Radio Show at Rampage Radio.
Tell us about your delicious buttered roll.
Yes. Let us know.
Television title here on the line. Drew Adler. Been fighting back for a little bit of an injury at one point. Had a little bit of a leg injury that he had at the result of another match. And Mike Posey is making me believe I will have a leg injury just watching him do that.
I'm pretty sure I just pulled something.
Yes.
And here we go. Into business. Bill, I think I've said it a couple times now. A lot of people take Mike Posey's ground game. They don't take it serious. Mike Posey's very skilled when it comes to the whole pro wrestling style.
Well, Mike Posey, of course, a referee for Total Nonstop Action, had a brief wrestling career. There is Dropkick Posey in a feud with David Young.
Yes.
Moved to World Wrestling Entertainment, 2 WrestleManias under his belt there. But before he got to the World Wrestling Entertainment, he spent considerable time, over a year in fact, in Deep South Wrestling in training development, not just as a referee, but as a professional wrestler, working with Bill DeMott, with Fit Finley, with David Taylor, with a diversity of different trainers. So you're right, Mike Posey has had an awful lot of wrestling skill placed in him over time, simply has not had the opportunity to present it until the most recent few years, and continues to grow as an athlete, and he is the older and more experienced guy in the ring.
And that's the one thing about Posey that people don't take for granted, is that Posey doesn't just rest on his laurels. Yes, he was trained by some of the best, but Mike Posey has taken that knowledge and he's expanded it. He's grown as a pro wrestler, even though he's aligned with Jimmy Rave.
And also one of those, he's also I guess a maniac when it comes to physical conditioning.
Yes.
I remember that when he was at Deep South Wrestling, he would go to 2 training sessions a day and then go to the gym.
Yeah, well, that was his warm-up, the 2 training sessions. Here we go. Big backdrop.
Stands up Drew Adler. Tall man Drew Adler definitely has the height and leverage advantage in this.
And he took advantage of it right there. Drew threw out the trash. Duke the Dumpster Grossi.
Very nicely done.
Is an inspiration to Drew Adler.
And you're wondering, how could possibly Drew Adler even know who that is?
Yeah, well, I make him study his tapes.
He looks back. I remember when I was 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Duke the Dumpster Grossi and elbow.
A little sloppy there. Mike Posey not only cuts him off to the chin, but throws him into that corner ring post.
And that's where that experience advantage, and that's where you spoke earlier of him training under Fit Finley, and that's a Fit Finley special there, using the entire ring to your advantage. Not just the inside, not just the mat, but using the posts, using the ropes, using the buckles. Mike Posey is a very skilled wrestler. Big slingshot leg
He's
drop.
never going to be the biggest guy in any match. In fact, he's probably height challenged in most matches he's in.
Yeah.
And he's learned that he has to take the man off his feet. He has to be vicious when necessary, grab a hold, control the man, keep him down on the mat. The old Gordon Soley, they're all the same size when you get them on the mat, is true.
Except for Yokozuna,
who is a much larger size and takes up more space.
Yes.
Yes.
But outside of that, yes, Gordon Soley hit the nail on the head. And what Mike Posey's doing there is he's grounding Drew Adler. What Drew Adler likes to do is Drew Adler likes to build momentum while he's on his feet. He likes to use the strikes and he likes to use the sky, which is odd for a guy of his frame. With Drew Adler's height, and that's one thing we're trying to work on, is using his bigger frame, put a little more muscle on it, so those strikes that he does connect with mean a lot more and hurt a lot more.
Well, the difference between Drew Adler that I first saw 2 years ago at Rampage Pro Wrestling versus the man today, you've seen tremendous upper body development to this man. There's literally at least 20 more pounds of upper body size and muscle on him. He was just a rail thin when he first came in and suffered for it periodically in the matches. Inexperience and gangly tall rather than being defined and being able to control his body. But as he's grown smartly, he's taken good advice, gotten into the gym, and is rapidly growing into a much larger and more competent professional wrestler. Winning the television title, a strong indication of that.
Definitely. And actually, he put on a lot of this weight. I make him carry my plates at the buffet. That's what happened there. It was, I told him we were training.
So you were saying frequent reps.
Yes. You know, some say less is more. I say more is more.
Well, but
big slingshot. This could be it right there. Look at the way Posey put all his weight on Drew Adler's shoulders.
But they're small plates.
Yes. Posey's, ever since he's got Drew in that position on the post there, he's really dominated this match.
This particular move Mike Posey used a lot. Also, I've seen used a lot by Jimmy Rave in terms of control on the mat. Knee in the back, crisscrossing the arms, put pressure on both sides of the carotid artery, makes it very difficult to breathe. And if you ever try to put yourself in that and just see where your strength is, you're trying to primarily move your arms apart with your triceps.
Yep.
And you're limited in terms of the musculature and the amount of effort that you can put on it.
It's a brilliant pro wrestling move there, and you could tell that, you know, even with Jimmy Rave's lack of
reversal neck breaker.
Oh,
Posey extremely confident with that particular maneuver. Covers just shy of a 2 count there. Drew Adler still has plenty in the tank.
But what Posey did wisely there is he didn't let Adler get to his feet. He hopped right back on. After the big swinging neck breaker, he went to the cravat, the European-style headlock, and he's putting a lot of attention there on that neck. That's a lackadaisical cover. That's not going to get the job done. And Mike Posey knows better than that. He might just be toying there with Drew Adler.
Well, I think the previous covers have demonstrated to him that he didn't have Drew Adler ready for a pin. He hasn't hit, other than the neck breaker, the big move, the one that can take Drew Adler down for that 3 count.
I agree, but I've always said, Bill, if you can get a guy down, cover him for everything you can, because it's
look at the
only
pressure
3
he's
seconds.
putting on the neck here. Look
What
at how he's leveraging.
There. He could be cutting off the flow. Not only is he cutting off the flow of blood, he could be cutting off the oxygen getting into Drew's body there. That was really well maneuvered, and Drew did the wise thing by getting on his knees, getting out of that.
And now using the size, the leverage, forces Posey in the corner, but still a lot going on Drew as he runs right into a big boot in the corner. That's just irritating him.
Oh, but yeah, it served to fire Drew Adler up. This is that fire that Drew Adler's been needing this whole match.
Mike Posey tries to get to his feet to avoid further harm. Ducks that one. Not so much
Spinning
that.
cross body there.
Posey tries wisely to get out of the way.
See what Posey did there is he was in a pinning position, and before Drew Adler even had a chance to hook the leg, Posey rolled the shoulder up. That was smart pro wrestling maneuvering there by Mike Posey.
Tries for a kick, blocked, punches, hooks him.
Rabbit punch right in the ear, Bill. That just hurts.
Looks like he's going for what a maneuver.
He's got him there, but I don't think he got all of it.
So I think the size differential there worked to the disadvantage of Mike Posey. He needed to really pull him further out to get more snap on that.
Definitely.
Rush the move a little bit, and that was to his detriment. Now Posey gets him back up to his feet, forearm, throws him in reversal by Adler.
Oh, Drew could be going for that Drew drop finisher. That's the move he won the title with to begin with. Posey with an O'Connor roll. We saw Kyle Matthews retain the heavyweight title with that last week, but Adler's able to kick out. This could be that Falcon Arrow maneuver. This could be it, the suplex to a powerbomb, but I don't think Drew Adler has enough to cover him, Bill.
Adler trying to motivate himself, trying to get enough strength go. He felt everything fall out of him as he went down on that, and now trying to gain some distance, gain some time, and here come the boys.
This is what we had talked about. You had to know Jimmy Rave approved leeches were somewhere in the back just waiting to take advantage of it. 3-on-1.
Well, clearly a disqualification. The winner of the match is going to be Drew Adler at this point.
He'll retain the title, but this is not the way he wanted to do it. But wait, what's going on here?
I think Hot Like Lava remembers their interaction with Jimmy Rave approved a while ago, and don't know that there's a major love loss here between Drew Adler and Hot Like Lava, but
hatred's a much stronger emotion than
referee D. Byers is out right now. Stan Robinson, they're talking to Miss Allie. Not sure what's going on here.
Well,
this has just been ruled a 6-man tag match. Hot Like Lava
Pro Wrestling fans asking you shall receive
Jimmy
the
Rave
Rampage
approved.
Pro Wrestling crowd here at Johnny G's. We're chanting 6-man tag. And in favor, D. Byers made this a 6-man tag, and the Jimmy Rave approved team seems to be pretty upset about this whole thing.
Well, we've seen the Jimmy Rave approved team before many, many times. I don't know that we've ever had the pleasure of seeing Hot Like Lava team with Drew Adler.
I don't know if I've ever seen Hot Like Lava talk to Drew Adler, much less team with Drew Adler, but what we have here is it's a first-time encounter.
What's up, fam? This is your Pope D'Angelo De Niro of Impact Wrestling. Be sure to watch NWA Rampage Pro Wrestling on Fox 24.
The team that has lauded themselves as the greatest multi-man team in the history of pro wrestling. Jimmy Rave approved.
Well, then they have an opportunity to prove it right here against a team they were already victorious, although Mike Posey involved in that, and a big reason for them losing that final round match to the Jimmy Rave approved team, who move on to the finals themselves against Kyle Matthews and Jimmy Rave.
Hot Like Lava lost the match, but it took all three of these men in the ring. And Crew Jones playing those mind games that only Crew Jones can play. Corey Hollis, Jimmy Rave's wrestling machine, out-wrestled him, and I guess...
Corey Hollis now getting down into an amateur wrestling position.
I guess he says Crew can have top position. Do what you want with that.
I don't know that you ever want to give Crew that particular option.
And that's one of the many reasons why you don't want to give Crew Jones top position.
It's been a hot day outside, and Crew is simply cooling him off.
Yeah, well, sharing is caring, right?
That's right.
And you can always share and care here at Johnny G's.
And you know what was really important is Drew Adler was humored by that.
Well, Drew Adler may be the most easily humored person I've met, but he really enjoyed that. Crew Jones with a verbal barrage, and finally Corey had enough.
And if Crew hasn't learned from the previous match, Corey Hollis may be young, may be inexperienced, but incredibly strong and talented amateur wrestling background.
And he's dangerous because he has a fiery temper. It doesn't take much to set off Corey Hollis.
Knee to the back from Posey, didn't catch all of it, but goes for a front face lock at this point. Superior strength, I give that to Crew Jones.
Yeah. Posey's in great shape, but Crew Jones is a walking house.
And now
this is where it all started,
kick
right?
To Posey, and now the big drop, a do drop of sorts.
Yes, a Drew drop, if you will.
Now one more time because we enjoyed the first one.
It's the sequel, Drew drop 2.
Will we go for the trio? Well, not with Drew, but Shawn always willing to please.
He's a pleaser, not a teaser. He actually made sure to tell me that.
Now Shawn takes him in there.
Oh.
The rope goes nowhere. Posey's neck, not so much.
Yeah, that's not going to feel good on the jaw.
And a foot tag. Yes, one of my favorites.
Yes. But I actually think they did that with you in mind.
Ah, those totally rule.
Yes, they do. And the body slam here has become... Oh!
Whoa!
That was a body slam with emphasis there. Crew Jones literally...
The Olympic judges? Yes. Gold medal.
Even the Russian judges gave it a 10 there. Good for you, Russia. Cold War did end.
And now Mike Posey getting a bit of a respite. He's just being hurt.
Yeah, no, he's not in a good
But smartly put some leverage behind it, forces Crew Jones in the corner, and in come the vicious feet, and the rest of Chip Day goes into the ropes and paintbrushes. Well, a pretty hard paintbrush to the side of the face, and now
what I was worried about here,
Mike
Bill.
Posey getting involved on the outside.
And this is why they're the greatest multi-man team in wrestling. You can't turn your back on one because there's two more waiting on you.
Well, all three are little Wolverines when they get going, but Crew Jones, nobody's pushover, and he's demonstrating it in this particular match.
Oh, yes. He just Bob-rooped him, Bill. He hit him with a Bob-roop.
Somebody should.
Yes.
And now Drew Adler back in, knee to the middle of the back. Chip Day wonders if he owes him money at this point.
And Chip Day's probably also wondering who Bob Roop is, but that's neither here nor there. Drew Adler with a big running knee. This could be it. You got to wonder how much it was taken out of Drew at that last contest with Mike Posey.
Chip Day able to get the feet up. Oh, and almost threw him over, but no, Day comes down running punt.
Oh, it's good for 3.
Did you see the neck snap back on Drew Adler?
Definitely,
This
but
could be,
also,
able to kick out, amazing by the television champion.
I don't think Chip was able to put Drew in a position where he wanted him. He was tied up in the ropes there, and I think that was just fortunate off that punt that Drew rolled into those ropes. Chip wasn't able to get the pin off that he wanted there, and this is where Jimmy Rave approved is what they're known for.
Leg drops aplenty.
Once they can take advantage of.
And
Oh, Jimmy Rave's not going to be happy.
Oh, no, that's not approved.
He is not going to be happy with that. And speaking of not being approved, we've got the finals of the Rampage Cup coming up, Bill. Corey Hollis and Chip Day, the team of Jimmy Rave approved.
We're not going to see it on this week's episode for sure, but we know it's coming up within the next couple of weeks.
Yes. we'll be taking...
And we're wondering still, we haven't gotten word, even as we start this program, whether we're going to see the return of the Davey Richards and the Richards entourage, Kyle O'Reilly and whoever else he was able to grab from Ring of Honor.
Yes, and Davey Richards is...
Not Kenny King, I'm guessing.
Wow! Whoa! No, I think Kenny's moving on to other pastures.
That's right. He's going to make an impact.
He definitely will. He's a good guy, that Kenny King. You know, I teamed with him for a long time. He's a swell fellow. Speaking of swell fellows, Drew Adler needs to get his way out of this buckle here. And the crowd clapping along with Hot Like Lava. Not something I thought I would ever really see. Look at that, Bill. Corey Hollis pulled the tights there. Sucked Drew Adler right back into that buckle. Chip Day met him with a variation of that spinning super kick right to his chest.
Now Posey simply trying to get this one over
and
with.
He had both legs tied up there. That was a good pin there, but Adler was able to.
And Adler rolls over to his stomach smartly. Posey goes right back to that maneuver there. Has it hooked a little bit differently this time, as you'll notice. He doesn't have the wrists over the neck as much as the entire arms, and he's pulling on both sides. Nowhere for Drew Adler to go at this point. More leverage than even the previous use.
Definitely. It looks like he's almost surfboarding
Look at
back.
Adler trying, but all he really has is the joint at the elbow to pull at this point.
He was able to get Posey off balance, and that's all you got to do. He had him almost like a camel clutch there. Straight shots to the stomach, the abdomen area there, and that's a smart move there.
Well, and that immediately makes him a shorter man.
Yes.
Now down to his knees. He's down at the same level. Roll through, needs to hook the leg.
And what they did there is they took the win from Drew Adler. And Bill, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, a man that can't breathe can't fight. If you can't fight, you can't win a pro wrestling match. I'll say it, but I won't put it on a shirt because it doesn't look good.
No, too much space.
A little too much. Drew Adler, he's just throwing wild
You could put
shots.
it on the back, just put awesome on the front or something.
True.
Yeah.
But then Austin Creed might get mad. He's not here anymore either. Things just get confusing. Ooh, right back to that midsection there. And they're systematically destroying the television champion here. Big gourd buster there. Hollis didn't even leave his feet.
The leverage that takes and
neck
the strength to pick up a man the size and weight of Drew Adler, using primarily back muscles.
Yes. Well, Corey, he's good at the deadlift.
Now Hollis putting increased pressure on the upper body, making it difficult for Drew Adler to get to his feet and even to breathe at this point, and also to get over to his tag team corner.
I mean, just like smart tag team wrestlers, Bill, they dissected this ring right in half. Drew Adler hasn't seen his half of the ring in over 5 minutes. There's that Falcon Arrow, though. That's what bought him time in the match with Mike Posey, Bill. It looks like it bought him some time here. You got to wonder, is Drew Adler going to be able to roll his way over to that corner, get Shawn Bankson, get Crew Jones?
Hollis closer to the corner. Hollis, though, distracted, didn't grab the foot, but does make the tag, and
tag.
Posey is in, but so is Chip Day. Down goes Posey.
Double
down goes
Polish
Chip
hammer.
Day.
And I don't think either one of them are from Poland.
Posey's the legal man at this point.
Snapped him over with a backdrop. Here goes Day. What's good for the goose?
Oh! Air Day.
I thought that plane landed years ago.
Yes, it did. Back when he was a kid.
Oh, wow. Not quite a Pele, but it looked like Drew Adler got a tag there.
Fall away, takes him down.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure on the head on that one. Took him all the way over, and
double drop kick there by Drew Adler.
Big men can fly.
Yeah,
but right back in.
And this is where it all started. Mike Posey
and out on the
Drew
floor
Adler.
now, hot like lava. They've got control. It's been isolated. They're trusting Drew Adler in the ring. Mike Posey up and over
he dumps
on top.
Posey. And that leaves one man alone in the ring, the TV champion.
But I'm
Drew
guessing
Adler.
He's not going to stay there long.
Well, he heard the big men can fly, so he wants to prove it.
And into the ropes and over he goes.
Big tope con hilo. I don't know how much of that he caught.
Well, he caught some Jimmy Rave approved. Fortunately, Banks was off to the side. Smart on his part to get out of the way of that maneuver.
Definitely.
Drew feeling it, though, as he came in short, and now Posey back in the ring. Drew Adler, you know, we're back where we started from, like you said.
This is where it started
Television title not on the line.
There's the Dracusa kick. The television champion's got him picked up, Bill. This could be that Drew drop finisher. This is what won him the television title to begin with. Crew Jones has got Corey Hollis tied up. 3. We got a win. And we have problems with the ring bell, but that's all right. The winners of the 6-man contest, Hot Like Lava and the television champion, Drew Adler.
Jones and Shawn
What a way to start the program, Bill. we'll have plenty more.
This is Impact Wrestling superstar, Mr. Anderson. And you're watching NWA Rampage Pro Wrestling on Fox 24.
Right now, the Jimmy Rave approved team, not exactly what they had planned. Started out as a television title match, ended up becoming a whole lot more, and we're looking at a makeshift team right now.
Holding off the big upset win, and you got to wonder how this plays into the team of Jimmy Rave approved going into the finals of this Rampage tournament. Phil, what? Phil, what's that in the crowd? If I were Jimmy Rave approved, I wouldn't turn around. Oh! Patrick. Oh! Is this bent?
It appears, it looks an awful lot like Patrick Bentley, but it looks like a changed Patrick Bentley. And the crowd is excited about seeing the return of this man after weeks of videos. He's going under the ring.
Bill, what is that he has?
He's bringing a knife into the ring.
Somebody's got to stop this. This kid truly is bent.
Well, I'm not sure we're going to be able to sanction. We're going to have to make sure that we pay an awful lot of attention to what Patrick Bentley brings in, as he's carrying a lethal weapon in the ring at this time, and we've seen him use that lethal weapon on himself in the videos, and he's showing the scars that he's suffered over the years on that left arm at this time. Patrick Bentley has cleared the ring in a unique style, and now he's heading out, and I'm not sure this is a good idea, as he's heading over toward Miss Alley at this point, and he's just left the knife on her chair.